terms of size, the Indian under 17 side looks to be the bigger compared to the Nepalese. So I think when it comes to set piece action, India would want to take advantage of the height advantage that they've been given against Nepal.
Definitely the more bulkier or the more taller team is India, and also along with Bangladesh is one of the most physical teams in this tournament, so the other teams have to really rely on their short passing to break down the midfield and the defense of India or Bangladesh. Meanwhile, India and Bangladesh can really put in those long balls and target those set pieces to get their goals. So it is going to be a battle with two different tactics. So let's see how it pans out. India now inside the box of Nepal, trying to put the cross in an offside position, but not really coming into play, so no offside there. Once again another throw for India here, taken by Balkaran. Balkaran's ball by Guite. Guite passing it on to Danny. Even though a miss pass not really affecting the Nepalese team. And in the commentary box I've been joined by Kavinka Fernando. Good afternoon, Kavinka.
Good afternoon, Jana. Really happy to be here in the commentary box. And for everyone watching in Kathmandu, in New Delhi, and around South Asia and around the world as well on YouTube, on our Sri Lanka Football TV YouTube channel. Very warm welcome. Play's been so good so far, Jana. Maybe India having the better of the chances, the two chances actually.
It's definitely India going more in an attacking sense of play here, but still early time in this game, so both teams not quite settled. I'd say maybe around the 10th or the 15th minute mark both teams would really get settled and get their passing right, get their fluency right. So we are waiting for the first goal, and whoever wins this match would top the table and face the easier opponent I'm saying, because Bangladesh really winning both the matches, looking like a very strong side, a team to beat in the other group. So let's see.
Yeah, Jana, doesn't look like they can step off the gas here, both India and Nepal. In that group already they have qualified, of course, and it'll be Sri Lanka versus Maldives. And if you're around Racecourse or coming to watch that match, hope you have a good one. But our focus is right now on Nepal versus India, both very, very close neighbors.
Rightly said. India and Nepal really sharing a long footballing history amongst themselves. Two countries really sharing lots of things in common in terms of their faith, in terms of their traditions. So let's see. So Nepal in red, India in blue. There you go, once again the long ball strategy used by India early on in this game, but still not providing or getting them a goal here. Cannot keep the ball in. Another throw in coming for India.
Yeah, Jana, of course, this long ball strategy has been played not only in South Asia and parts of the world. It has been played around Europe as well. I was watching a game the other day, a club match, and those teams also use the long ball strategy, and it is no stranger to the game. But when you do have a long ball strategy, you want to make sure that your passer and your receiver are on the same wavelength. Otherwise, it just goes on to the position of your opponent, and you do not want to do that, especially when you have the ball in your position. You do not want to give it away that easily. Of course, it's much better than losing it in your own half, make no mistake. But of course, you would want your passer to be maybe a midfielder and look for your pacey winger or your lethal striker, and that's what both teams have to get right at the end of the day, and especially in this game and in this tournament, because you have a good Bangladeshi side in the other group as well. Of course, Bangladesh will be watching this game with intent and hoping that they can pick up a few things, a few pointers from the loser of this game. Of course, and an attempt towards goal there by Nepal.
A shot out of nowhere. Everyone thought it was a cross, but rather the ball really making its way towards the keeper. Keeper just a bit caught off guard there.
Keeper almost caught off guard, but good eyes from the keeper, the Indian keeper.
Indian keeper today is Sahil, who also had a very good game. And as we are just commentating, there you go, the ball goes out. Another goal kick for India.
Jana, what do you think of the pitch being withered? Of course, the ground staff has done a good preparation for today's game. It looks like it could last the full 90 minutes, but of course, racecourse, as we've seen, not only in football but also in other field matches here, especially rugby, the players, when they come out of their dressing rooms, that area tends to get a bit muddy. Do you think that will play a role in today's game, especially in the Sri Lanka game versus Maldives?
Yes, Kavink, actually, to be honest, the ground staff has done a tremendous job in terms of putting or getting a game, getting a dry outfield here, because last time around it was with so much of rain coming in within a little time, the ground did get muddy. And last game week we saw about the last game week, and also the first game week we saw that the passes weren't really going perfectly because of the pitch conditions, and few of the passes not really having enough weight to get all the way to the other player. So today, with the outfield being comparatively a bit dry, so I think there is more chance of playing a game that is based on possession where you can pass around. And also Kavinka made a very good observation of the long ball, but India's advantage here with the long ball is they have a lethal striker, someone like their number 9, that's Gangte, who got a couple of goals for them in the first match as well. So he is very good on the air, and he is very good on with his finishing as well. So India can use the long ball strategy, but interestingly in the last match, India really using their flanks very well. We haven't seen that up until now in this game. Dangerously living here, India.
Yeah, India getting lucky there. A lucky bounce, actually. It almost bounced off the hand of one of their defenders, and here is a ball towards their number 9, Gante. But Gante not seeing the end of that pass. Nepal doing well so far.
Definitely playing better. And also, I can see India playing with 2 full backs here, 2 wing backs I should say, with 3 at the back. But last time around, number 7, Kuro Singh, was playing as a winger, and today he seems to be playing as a wing back on the right side. Maybe that is a small tweak that the coach made today to make sure that they don't concede goals. At the same time, they support their attacks as well. So that is a change I can see.
Yeah, their coach Bibiano coming into this game with a clear strategy, and that is, okay, so you can use your long balls, but also make sure that you find your midfielders with those short passes, something that is of course used in the international game, Jana. But it'll be interesting to see how Uljan of Nepal counters that. Well, they've been doing so far so well here, Nepal, as they run down the flank here, courtesy of their number 11 Niraj. And here is a shot from Nepal.
Still ball not brought under control by India. Takes another shot. Once again a block comes in, but this time the shot goes wide. And not really testing Sahil, the goalkeeper of India. Meanwhile, a play down for India on the near side. And this was the last attempt to go for the goal. Not really having enough accuracy on that instance. And on the floor now is India's number 5, Balkaran.
Balkaran's been pretty good, especially at the back for India. Pretty sure they would not want to lose someone of his stature, because it is hard to replace your starting 11, especially when you are in a foreign country. But these conditions might not be foreign to most of these players. India, of course, you can get the better of your hotter and colder climates. If you want to travel up north, it's cold. If you want to travel down south, it's much more hotter. So both the sides having the advantage when it comes to climate conditions, as Sahil of India gets the ball into play. We're back into play.
Ball once again with India, trying to find the long ball. And Ricky's pass going, in fact, I think it was the offside flag that went up. So Nepal is now getting a free kick.
Yeah, and a reminder to everyone watching on YouTube, especially those of Nepal and India, put in your predictions in the chat box. The live chat is open, as Nepal going for an attempt courtesy of their dangerous number 11 Niraj, who has seen much of the ball, Jana, in this first half and in this opening 15 minutes.
I think there was a couple of times where Niraj really coming into the box and no one really noticing him. Maybe that is because Gaurav Singh playing as a wing back, because he is someone who is or who did play as a winger in the last match. So when he is being called into a different duty, different bit of position, maybe he's not tracking back. So that's why Niraj is making that run on the far left corner for Nepal.
Yeah, don't underestimate these boys, even though they might be under 17. They definitely have the skill. South Asia does have the skill. You can see with teams like Bangladesh and even these two sides giving their all, even though this might occur to them as a practice match because they have qualified for the knockout stages. Knockout stages, of course, will be played on September 12th at the racecourse ground. It has been a cagey game so far, but there have been a few chances. However, those chances are far and few in between.
Once again, another free kick for India. On the ball now is Manjot Singh. Manjot Singh had a very good last game. He used his physicality to stop the oncoming Bhutan threat in the last game around. And here we go, Manjot Singh once again puts the ball into the box, but Nepal defense to look after it. Here we go, now ball with Niraj, runs away to Nishant. Another throw coming in for Nepal.
Yeah, it looks like Nepal's game plan has been sorted out. Get the ball to Niraj and find a way to get it into the box. But that can be sorted out until Nepal get the ball away from Indian position, as they have, but it goes back into the hands of the Indians. See what they can do. On screen is Bobby Singh, who will look to make the most of this cross, as a cross is attempted, but he is called for a possible offside.
And looks like a change coming in for India. Number 5 coming out, number 12 going in, which means the injured Balkaran would make his way out, and in comes Maling Gamba Singh Tochkom for India.
Yeah, Jana, I was mentioning earlier that you shouldn't lose your players, especially in your starting 11, and someone of Balkaran's stature will be hard to replace there, given his size as well as his experience in this tournament. He's done well so far, but he's forced to come off this early. Unlucky for him. It's only 18 minutes played so far. But the good thing is that his side is still 0-0 with their neighbours Nepal. As Nepal look to play a ball into the box, here is number 22, Subhash.
And I think definitely the substitution of Balkaran would be a precautionary one, making sure he is available for their knockouts, to make sure the injury does not aggravate. And it looks like a wise call from the head coach, Bibiano.
Yeah, definitely, Jana. You would not want your star players or your leaders in the game to get injured this early on in the tournament, especially when you have two more, or rather another match to come, which is to be played on Monday.
And once again Nepal threatening, flirting inside the box of India. Here we go, can they put a cross in? But the flag goes up. Once again threatening play from Nepal. Nice positive football. And the last 5 minutes, I think Nepal is definitely looking to have the intent to get a goal back.
Was about to say a poor pass in the circumstances by Subhash, Nepal's number 22, but I think he realized that he was in the offside position. Here's Nepal again coming with their number 20, Mirak. The shot flies wide over there. Would have asked better from himself. Mirak does already have the shooting boots on, because he did make a couple of attempts early on about 5 minutes ago. Definitely should have done better there, because he was unmarked.
But I think Nepal should rather really rely on their short passing to break down the Indian defense. They have been doing it very well. Even the 2 shots they took, which was almost on target, was as a result of making those short passes. But when you really take on those long pass or long shot, these long range efforts aren't really gonna hurt India. So Nepal should stick to what has been their strength. Once again Nepal inside the box of India here, twisting and turning, gets the shot off. Once again Shahil, the Indian keeper, making the save with Subhash with the strike.
Yeah, poor error there, Jana, in the circumstances. You do not want to give the ball to your opponents in your own half. Here's India trying to make amends with their number 11, Bobby Singh. But yes, that effort would have cost them dearly.
Now ball with Danny. Danny passes it on to Ricky. Ricky has been very good on the defense, along with Manjot Singh for India. 2 players with so much of Physicality once more, the pass through ball not going through. And talking about Nepal, even in the last attack, you saw it was due to their passing, their swift passing just outside the box of India, which got them close enough to the goal. So I think Nepal should really rely on their short passing, which has been very successful there to them.
Yeah, we saw that move from India, pretty simple football. It's just 1-2 by India. Bobby Singh trying to be on the end of it, trying to work their way out here, courtesy of their skillful, pacey winger Niraj.
And here we go once more, Nepal trying to go forward, committing more men forward here. Nepal almost breaking through, but the last sliding defensive action from the Indian defensive line, stopping it. Once more Nepal. It's end-to-end football. Nice to see entertaining football here from both sides.
Yeah, they're unlucky there by the Indians. Here's the number 10, Guite, and here's Bobby Singh trying to get on the end of Guite's pass. Bobby Singh right on the flanks, trying to put it into Guite, and Guite has a chance to shoot. Guite turns it into India, and India score. They break the deadlock here at the racecourse grounds. It's number 17, Danny, who gets on the end of Guite's pass. And the Indians have given the blues early on to the Nepalese outfit.
And here we go.
You thought Guite, Jana, you thought Guite would shoot first time on, but he saw Danny in the box. Very good play there by the Indians.
Rightly said, Kavinga. I thought for a moment that he just spoiled and good opportunity there. I thought he should have taken the shot, but rather giving that pass to Danny, and Danny, even though he had about 2-3 members of the defensive line in his eyesight, he went for the right corner and easily got the better of the Nepalese keeper, Krishal. So India starting off once again on a high note here, getting the first goal on almost in the 25th minute. So it's India 1, Nepal 0.
Yeah, and the referee having a word with the goal scorer Danny for kicking the flag. Of course, it's not what you would like to see. Here is Bobby Singh again. Goalkeeper coming out. Bobby Singh tries to chip him. Nepal living on the edge here.
Once again, Krishal really coming forward and making that sliding tackle, which really put Bobby Singh off guard.
Yeah, definitely Nepal need to now come up with a game plan to find it into the game. Of course, Nepal is home to the highest mountain, Mount Everest. They would not want this to be an uphill battle, Jana.
Yes, rightly said. And also they do have a symbol of Mount Everest on their jersey as well. So let's see if Nepal can come back in this game. As I told, Nepal should really rely on their short passing, really rely on what is the positive thing for them in the last match, which was their short passing and their clinical finishing. Once more, Nepal almost inside the box here of India, but out comes Shahil, the Indian number 1.
That is a classic example, Jana, of why you should take your chances. We saw that Nepal had a few chances courtesy of their midfielders, and also you had Niraj on the ball on that wing. Something that India capitalized on was their chances, and I think the Nepalis have themselves to blame for that, because take nothing away from Guite's and Danny's work there. Here is Bobby Singh, architect for that first goal. Almost finding a way into that box there by Bobby Singh. Well, India have the lead here. It is Guite once again, captain for the Indian under-17 team. They'll be looking for the head of their big men.
On the screen now for India, is their number 10 Guite putting the ball in, but keeper comes out and puts in a good save, Krishal. And also, if we really analyze that goal, that's what we have been really telling to the viewers, that India resorted to long ball early on in this game, but not really getting close to getting any goals. But once their wingers really came into action, especially Bobby Singh on the left side, they were breaking down the defense line of Nepal. So India's strength here is their wingers, and slowly but steadily their wingers really coming back into this game, which is why India is able to get a goal back. Meanwhile, Nepal really maintaining a high line, which is why India is able to go on those counter attacks. So maybe Nepal can drop back a bit, not into a defensive cover, but rather a little bit to their south, to make sure they don't give enough space for Indian attackers, who are very pacey, to use and utilize that space behind the defensive line.
Jana put an analysis of what Nepal has to do. Well, losing one of their good players, Bhagran, in the first 15 minutes really hasn't been that much of an issue for India. Boys in blue getting the job done early on, as we have another injury here, Unesh on the ground.
Unesh, the goal scorer in the last match, looked very promising. Having a silent game today, Unesh, because in the last match, Unesh was really one of the major threats for Bhutan, and hopefully for the Nepal fans and also the Nepal team. Unesh turns up in some time for this game. We are nearing the half-an-hour mark of the game. Both teams replenishing themselves here.
Well, if you're just joining us on our YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe as well as like this to know and get to know about Sri Lanka football and this tournament as well. India has gone up courtesy of Danny, the number 17, and wonderful play by Guite, their captain. Well, India having much of the position here so far, Jana, because I think their game plan is sorted. I think they heard me when when I said that the long ball strategy might not work. Here is an attempt by them using the long ball, but that has been scarce in the past 10 minutes. They've realized that short passes are the way to go, because in that build-up, you saw the combination of Guite, Bobby Singh and Danny. Actually, it was Guite and Bobby Singh working their way until Danny decided to pop up in the box and get that goal. But it was all-round wonderful play, and to any youngster watching, that is exactly how you play when you're playing those short passes. You want your creator, especially your number 10, who is of course your designated creator, searching for those spaces, dribbling and trying to create something out of nothing. That is definitely what Guite, their captain, has done by example. And we have a corner for India. The last corner, of course, was flung into the box, but Nepal made an attempt to secure that defense, and they succeeded. Here we have on screen Ojan, who will be a bit disappointed in his boys, but there is time. Here's Guite.
India looked very dangerous on set pieces in the last match. Last time around, looks like offside, but rather not really. And there we go, getting the side netting at the end. Really a very tight angle for India's captain Guite to go for goal from that range. There you go. I think he did have a couple of plays on the far side. Maybe another lob pass across could have been a better option from there, but Guite, already getting a goal, had the confidence to go for the goal straight away.
Reminder that we are playing at race course grounds here in Sri Lanka, and if you have some plans to visit the island or visit South Asia, you will be happy to know that Sri Lanka is in a much better position right now, and do visit Sri Lanka.
And Nepal once again trying to play from the back, and Nepal's passing have to improve. Last time around it was really good. There was lots of praise for the way Nepal played against Bhutan in terms of how they passed their ball around, and once you can see India really committing more men forward, Nepal just at the moment not having a way to break down the Indian midfield. That's how short, simple passes can really help Nepal. It might take some time to really progress the ball with short passes, but rather you have the security of keeping hold of the position once more. There you see nice goalkeeping at the end. Good shot going in from Gangte. Already couple of goals in last match, and splitting the defense line. Good through ball that from Malengamba Singh, and eventually Gangte's ball almost getting a goal there. Good goalkeeping once more from Nepal's Krishal.
Gangte was off to celebrate there, and Jana, I'm pretty sure that you had the same reaction as me when Krishal made that save. They're playing white, coming up with a pure brilliant save there. But the danger's not over. India have another chance to get back at Nepal and extend their lead. Here's India making another cross in. Talk about that pass, Jana. It was a really good pass by Malengamba Singh.
The substitute who just came in for Balkaran, and Balkaran really played as a left back or a left wing back, but you can already see Singh now playing in a forward position when compared to Balkaran. Once more India just knitting on those small short passes.
India playing some beautiful football here. As you see, their number 6 Urnaj floating a ball into the wing. It's exactly what you want to see. As a coach, Bibiano will be commending this performance by India. We have another substitution, except it's for the boys in red. Just awaiting confirmation of that substitution. Until that, it's India who concede a foul, and the substitution for
Mira Klingden going out, Saroj Darlami going in. So let's see how Saroj would alter the gameplay for Nepal. And once again, India on the ball here. Good neat passing going on from India, but just giving it straight to Nepal this time around. Can Nepal go forward? They do have a couple of men. He slipped a bit, just caught in the ground there.
Yeah, what seemed to be a bright start by Nepal, courtesy of Niraj and Saroj, has really dipped in for. Here is Saroj coming on the ball, but it's offside, called by the linesman. Well, that was quite fair to say that it was a good piece of football by Nepal, and Saroj clearly offside there.
I think should have just held his run a bit, but good positive game shown by Nepal once more. I think around the 10th to 15th minute, Nepal did show some real intent to get some goals and looked like the better side, but ever since India got that goal, Nepal has been silent. They have to get their game back here. Another throw for India going in, and Singh with the throw, and it's throw after throw here for India. Danny. Crossing. Danny again. Ricky. Gurnaj. A long ball, trying to find Gangte here. Gangte breaking through, but Krishal comes and collects it.
It's also the bounce, Jana. You need to predict that bounce which comes, especially when the ball is skied by one of your centre backs like that. You need to anticipate the ball and have a good touch as well, something that you really see in the international game on the big stage. You would see strikers like Cristiano Ronaldo, Robert Lewandowski trying to control them and being successful. Of course, Gangte will try and emulate the greatest of greats and try and put India in a comfortable position here. Not to say they aren't, of course they are, but when you do concede, or rather when you do score, you are pretty much vulnerable. Especially when you have pacey wingers as Nepal have shown here. Here is Nepal coming in, and a ball is played into Nepal, but Saroj not getting the better of that, because it has been a good game by Nepal, but it's just their shooting, Jana, which just needs some work. Pretty sure that once that is sorted out, then of course they can make their way into this game, try and level it up and focus on winning it.
Rightly said, Kavinka. I think the finishing product of the final third play of Nepal hasn't been the greatest. So, as you rightly mentioned, they have to really up their game in terms of their final third play. So, here we go. Nepal once more on the threat here, going straight to Sahil. And once more, among those tall defenders of India, Nepal to really put in that through ball or the cross, and that to find one of the strikers is a bit hard. But you have to keep on knocking the door. Sometimes one good chance would really make a comeback here for Nepal. Here we go, Nepal getting a corner here from Harish. Harish takes a short corner, but eventually loses it out on India. And the play goes down for Nepal. Looks like it's a foul.
Siraj on the ground. Beg your pardon, Niraj on the ground. Seems to be in a bit of pain. Of course, Niraj has been their star player. Would really not want them to lose a player of the caliber of Niraj. We have a dead ball situation. The first free kick within shooting range in the match. It's their captain, Krishal, wearing the number 4, trying to, beg your pardon, Samantha over the ball here, trying to get Nepal back in the lead.
And Samantha did take a free kick in last match, and he did test the keeper, as I remember. So, in fact, he got a goal, I guess. I'll just give you a confirmation. So, Samantha is a very good player in terms of set pieces. Yes, I think he did test the keeper and of Bhutan in last match. So let's see how he goes this time around.
Samantha, sorry, Jana, but Samantha over a dead ball looks to, I think he's looking to find one of his players, unless that was one of his ideas, trying to guide it in to the path of goal. But India's Sahil, catching practice for him really. And here is India back on the ball, trying to play the long ball again, looking for Gangte.
And the problem with that free kick was it really didn't have enough venom, enough power behind it, so not really testing the keeper. And here we go, an offside. So it just went straight to the keeper, almost easy catching practice at the end.
Well, he did look to have the stance of a knuckleball, really. And for those who don't know, a knuckleball is it's similar to the stance of how Samantha was placed in, and you would kick it dead straight, but the ball would curve in the air, would do a number of rotations in the air and make it very tricky for the keeper to catch it. And of course, true dead ball specialists who use the knuckleball, Gareth Bale and Cristiano Ronaldo, we've seen in the past, but it's very difficult to emulate such a skill. Here a yellow card has been pulled out of the referee's pocket.
First real booking of the match, I guess. There you go. Looks like a yellow card for Gurnaj, number 6, is he? That's how it looked like. We'll give you the confirmation. Yes, it is for number 6 of India, Gurnaj Singh.
Saroj, the victim there. Seems to be a head injury.
These days, once you get a hit on the head, there is a list of protocols that you have to follow to make sure the concussion protocols are followed.
Of course, now Nepal trying to do something here, courtesy of Ashwin. Floats the ball in, trying to look for Nepal, who goes for the goal. And what a goal by Nepal, right back into the game, courtesy of Saroj, the number 17. And it's a substitute, Saroj. You see here, over the keeper and into the goal. Sahil caught off guard, really. Seemed to have dipped. What a really good goal there by Nepal, and Nepal are back into the game here, courtesy of Saroj Dadlami, their substitute. Of course, exactly what you want, Jana, by your substitute. Of course, the coach would say, go out there and make a mess of that Indian defense. But he chose to try his luck, and Nepal are back into the game.
And couldn't have hit perfectly than this. The ball really had the dip, had the elevation, and at the end made Sahil just a spectator at the end. He was just witnessing the ball go by. And great shot, great strike from Saroj. Once more pulling the trigger here. Is he? No, through the right side. Another lofted ball coming in, inside the box still. Nepal looking threatening here. Good pace of play for Nepal. But India winning back the ball here, trying to go forward. It's Guite.
Momentum is on Nepal's side, of course, after that goal. But here is Guite, who seemed to have spotted the keeper, Deepak, off his line. Guite again, trying to look for Bobby Singh. And the keeper, Krishal, coming out and claiming that ball. We have to talk about that goal, Jana. It was rather, one could say that it was a bit of a one-eyed shot there, but it worked in the favor of Saroj, and we have a man down.
Rightly said, coming out of nowhere, and we have 3 minutes of added time. Yeah, so the shot coming out of nowhere, and Shahil, I don't think he would have anticipated it. Almost halfway through, he thought, oh, I'm in trouble here. And nice strike here. Almost a goal of the tournament for me up until now. Just my thoughts.
Yeah, contender for sure.
Yes, I've seen better. I've seen nice goals in this tournament. Good strikes, good crosses, good clinical finishes. But this was special. And for me, looks like up until now, the best goal of the tournament.
Indeed, the best goal of the tournament, and of course the best time to score a goal, get your team back into the game just before halftime. Of course, said Saroj, who came on as a substitute.
And in the end, he is a super sub for the coach. No one thought he'd just score a banger here.
It's morale boosting goal, obviously, as Nepal trying to extend their lead just before halftime, trying to put a hole into that defense once more. Well, of course, Nepal wasn't getting to the goal in the manner that they were doing. Of course, you would want to play long balls, but long balls might not be the best option because you don't have your big men in front. Of course, you can also play your through balls, so that's how you can make your way into the box. Here is Saroj again, trying to look for his teammates. It's number 14, Lachu.
Lachu still on the ball, trying to give it to Saroj. Now rolls it back to Deepak. Deepak through the right side. Defender Deepak really coming long way inside the final third of the opposition. Nepal looking very threatening here. I think this is what the viewers and the fans want to see. Even as neutral fans, we want to see an equal battle, and that's all we have in the first half. Closely fought battle here, intense battle. India scoring the first goal by way of Bobby Singh, and then in fact from Danny. Bobby Singh was the one who provided the assist, beg your pardon, but Saroj at the end. Yeah, so I've been told that Guite was the one who provided the assist, but here we go, the highlights. Nepal's first shot almost caught Sahil off guard, and everyone thought Nepal started off in a very nice tempo.
Of course, and then we have a moment of brilliance by Guite, picking out Danny inside the box. Here we see a wonderful splitting pass and great save there by Krishal, who in hindsight seemed to have been a game changer. And then we saw a moment of brilliance there by Saroj, the super sub, just before halftime, getting that 1-all